Alright, so you probably notice that I don't have any pages written up here. I just have a blank screen. Seems kind of boring. But what I'm going to do now is just use that same strategy for Chapter 4, Lesson 10, and just do some problems. Just go over some example problems. Okay. So again, I'm going to write my steps down so I can reference back to them at any point. Step 1 is divide. Step 2 is to multiply. Step 3 is subtract. Step 4 is bring down. And step 5 is repeat. Okay, so let's do a practice problem using those steps that I just mentioned. All right, where'd my pen go? Oh, there it is. Okay. So the first one, let's do 5 into 347. Okay, so 347 divided by 5. So I take it one number at a time. Can 5 go into 3? Well, let's count by 5s. 5. Oh, too big. Already bigger than 3. So 5 cannot go into 3. Okay, some teachers will have you put an X here. I usually don't, but just so you can see that, okay, 5 does not go into the 3. Okay, so let's extend this line. Now I want to look at 34. Can 5 go into 34? Well, let's count by 5s, see how close we can get to 34 without going over. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And if I go one more, that's 35. That will be too big. Okay, so 5 times what gave me that 30? Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So here was 1 5, 2 5s, 3 5s, 4 5s, 5 5s, 6 5s. So 6 times. Now I go to the multiplication step. 6 times 5, and that X may help remind you to multiply. 6 times 5 is 30. Go to step 3, subtract the number I just wrote. 34 minus 30 is 4. Step 4 says bring down the next number. So I bring down a 7. And then repeat, meaning I go back to step 1, which is divide, and now I'm dividing 5 into 47. Well, look, I already got a nice little 5 chain going, so I'm just going to keep counting by 5s, but now I'm looking to go to 47. So I'm going to go 35, 40, 45, and if I do one more, that'll be 50. That's too big. So again, this was 1 5, 2 5s, 3 5s, 4 5s, 5 5s, 6 5s, 7 5s, 8 5s, 9 5s, or 9 times 5 is 45. So I can put my 9 up here. 9 times 5, I'm on step 2 now, multiply. The 9 times the 5 gave me that 45. Step 3, subtract. That gives me 2. Bring down, oh, nothing left to bring down. That means this 2 becomes my remainder, remainder 2. Okay, now again, you can always check your answers as well by multiplying. Okay, so let me show you that really quickly. Get my pen back. Where'd you go? There you are. Okay, so now my quotient was 69 remainder 2. So to check to see if that is correct, I take my quotient 69. I forget about the remainder for now. Okay, I'm going to come back to the remainder, but for right now I'm going to forget about it. So I take the whole number 69 times my divisor 5. 5 times 9 is 45. 5 times 6 is 30 plus 4 is 35. Now once I'm done with my multiplication, now I can use my remainder. I have to come down and add the remainder. Plus 2. So that's 7, 5, 3. 3. Oh, Mr. Music, you made a goof. You guys see my goof? I'm going to keep this video though, because you know what? Everybody makes mistakes, but this is a great example of why checking your answer is helpful. Now let's see my goof here. Some of you probably already saw it, but 5 times 6 is 30 plus the 4. This is supposed to be a 4, Mr. Music. 345. Now I add my 2, I get a 7. Now this should also be changed to a 4. Mr. Music. Right? Okay, and then now I look. 347, once I fixed my error. 347, and I check. Does it match my dividend that I originally had? 347, 347, checks. It's correct. Okay, so you can always go back and use multiplication to check your quotient, and just remember though, the remainder you have to add on to your product when you're checking your quotient. Okay. All right, again, if you have any questions, you can rewind the video, you can pause the video at any time, and you can definitely at any time raise your hand as well if you have any questions. Focus, can-do attitude, take initiative, listen carefully. Thank you. Intro. Discard annotations. And stop.